Hey, I'm gonna wait for some more people to come on here while I fight with my Facebook. And I am here to introduce, don't even know what to call it. Sometimes it's a stress eating group, sometimes it's an emotional eating group, sometimes it's a food freedom group. The cool thing about groups and the way that I function in groups is actually that the group really becomes what you make of it. And so, I can go off experience of what my groups were in the past. This is the only place I can hide out, and my cat finds me every time. I can't assume what we went on through in the past with my groups. And I can assume that you girls are going to want to do the same thing. And we could have victories, and I could write a program and a plan and curriculum. And then it just wouldn't be the same for you because we're in a different year. We're in a different time. I think people who, if we're talking about weight, and like 2020 weight, people have gained weight this year that never gain weight. And so it's been a crazy year. We're in a different time. And what I love is getting women together and kind of just asking what's going on and where you're at and what you want to get out of a group, because I know how to take you through 6 weeks of de-stressing. And we could never talk about food or food stress and still resolve food issues. Okay. So we will talk about food, we'll talk about chocolate, we'll talk about cravings, we'll talk about binging. But really, we don't have to. Creating a room over here on Facebook while I wait for people to show up over here. Hey, you're my first one. Hey, Michelle, there you go. Now your girls are coming. It was just me and my cat here for a minute. Making a room. So what I'm doing is I'm making a room over on Facebook because sometimes people like seeing like the group room dynamic. And so I just figured that way you guys could actually be like in a room if you prefer a room instead of being kind of like live where and you know what, Michelle, you just requested to be in my video. Most people don't really actually mean to do that. So let me know if you really want to. I'm posting in my Facebook page. It's Lindsay Parisi Lewis. That's Paris with an I at the end. If you guys want to move over to my personal page, it is going to be a room over there. And if you plan on staying for this live, okay, so let's find out whose connection this is, because we've connection. Just if you girls have a bad connection right here with me, if everybody could just like tell me, and then we'll figure out if it's me or if it's you. And if it's me, that wouldn't surprise me a single bit, and I can try to make some changes. I keep pausing. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, can you let me know if this is better? I changed over to my Wi-Fi, which normally doesn't work, but there's a chance that this is the time that it works better. And it always takes a while to set up because, yeah, so hey, Emily, if you're there, will you let me know if this is a better connection or not? I really, really, really don't want to have a bad connection here. So better? Okay. Okay. So I don't want to take a lot. Okay, awesome. Okay, so Leah, Emily, Janie, you girls are in charge of letting me know how the connection is. Historically, and by historically I mean in the last couple weeks, my Wi-Fi has been bad, and my data has been strong. And what I'm learning right this second is the new internet that I fought for like weeks and weeks and weeks must be worth it, because that means that my Wi-Fi is better. So let me know if I cut out. Michelle, here's your cat. I know you miss her so much. There she is, totally harassing the crap out of me while I'm trying to just, do my thing. So, let me know if I cut out or anything. I don't want to waste your time. I am going to record this, so if you realize that you need to kind of like skip out, it's fine. Just skip out, do what you got to do, and you can watch this later if you want to. So, first of all, I just worked out. I cooked my husband dinner. I reheated something for me from yesterday, and bundled up really warm and came out to my barn because it's cold out here. And the reason I'm telling you that is because I'm probably always going to come as I am. One of my favorite things about tapping, hey Tabitha, one of my favorite things is that you can tap anytime, anywhere, for any reason. And I really appreciate just sitting privately one-on-one with people, doing the actual tapping work. And if I worry about looking like really good and clean and professional and fancy, or having the perfect setup, then I'm missing the point of everything that I stand for, because I believe that life's hard enough and we don't need to add stress to our plate. So also, if I don't show up as me, I'm going to attract women who are attracted to a version of me that doesn't exist. And so all of you are women who I really love, I really connect with. And so the group is going to actually become whatever you make it. So I'm going to just dive right in. But what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and just, somebody said they're having a hard time. They're like getting buffered and kicked off. So let me know if I buffer, if things are weird over there. So, okay, my groups. So my groups are totally founded on the belief that I have a story, I have an experience, and I got through something I didn't think I could get through, and now I want to just share that information with you and help you get through something. Yeah, co-host Kat. And what's funny is my friend was supposed to be my co-host, and she texted me and said, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. And so anyway, it's the cat now. So that's going to happen. So just come as you are. Hey, Ash. So basically, here's how it's going to work. I want you girls to ask questions if you have any questions. It's really important that you ask me questions because you make the group. Okay, you're totally making the group. I know how to tap. I know how to show up for you. I'm always going to show up for you way quicker and way more organized than I'm going to show up for myself. It's just part of my personality. We're called obligers. Like a third of the world is obligers. And so when we're in groups, what I learn is that I can be there, I can facilitate the process, I can share a lot of my journey and my experience, I can even share a lot of tools with you, and I'm always going to be able to tap you out of stress, okay? Any type of stress, that's what tapping's for. It's stress, 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 stress. So when you show up and you start sharing your journey, your experience, your career, maybe your goals, because I'm going to have girls in this group. I already know who some of you are, who are going to actually have some like specific goals, and I'm going to want to help you try to reach those. And so you might find out that you've got people kind of at your level here for the group, and you're going to want to kind of team up with them. So here's the thing. The group is considered like a food group or like a stress eating group, emotionally eating group, food freedom group. But here's the thing I really, really, really want to tell you is if, and those of you just showing up, ask any questions you want to, because the group is formed by your questions. If there's something specific you want from the group, as long as you tell me, it's definitely going to happen in the group. And I want to make sure you get all your questions answered. If you don't have food issues, it doesn't mean this group is not for you, okay? Because food is just something that a lot of women tend to turn towards when stressed out. Okay, we reach for the chocolate, we reach for the chips, we reach for too much pizza, and food's not bad. Okay, food is not bad. I'm not going to tell you that there's foods that are bad for you. I'm not going to tell you what diet plan to pick. I'm not going to tell you to pick a diet plan. I hate diet plans. I hate being restricted. I hate all of that. That's not what this is for. What this is for is to help identify the reason behind the reach. Okay, so all of a sudden you're reaching for something that you know. So I want you to all think about it right now. Like, really think about this. Take a deep breath, blow it out. I even have some of you right now who are like, dude, I ate dinner and it's time for dessert and I don't want to be craving dessert right now. If I could just, quit eating dessert after 7 o'clock at night, I could lose that 10 pounds that I want to lose. So the thing is, this is going to be as little or as much about food, weight loss, getting exercise as you want it to be. But the goal is that when you see the food, that you don't feel stressed, that you can really actually keep the blood in your brain and think very, very clearly. Hey girls, I love seeing you here. Hey Samantha, or Sam. So it's basically, for some people, let's just call it stress, okay? Because that's what tapping is the best for. Any kind of stress, any stress in the whole wide world, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and people are having a hard time finding me. So you're stressed and you reach for the chocolate, okay? You're stressed and you know that you wanted 2 slices of pizza and you end up eating 5. You're stressed and you turn to social media and you start scrolling and all of a sudden you've wasted 2 hours. So I want you to just go ahead, close your eyes if you want to. Think about something that you would like to get a handle on, okay? Just something you'd like to get a handle on. I want to eat less nuts. I want to eat less chocolate. I want to drink less wine. I mean, I want to scroll on Instagram less often. I want to look my kids in the eyes when they're talking to me. Sometimes you don't do that. Just think of something that you always think, oh man, if I could just get a handle on that. Okay? What is your that? If I could just get a handle on that. This time of year is a lot of like, diet culture, New Year's resolutions, weight loss, and I am not against, I honestly just joined a 30-day challenge, which is really outside my comfort zone. In fact, I think I swore challenges off a couple years ago because I just found out that when I was told to restrict things, I rebelled and ate more of those things, which is one of our biggest topics here is going to be binging, and why we do that. Zone out less. Okay, cool. So yeah, let me know what these things are because I got my hand today in a notepad and my pen and I'm gonna write these things down. And as we move through our 6 weeks together, I'm gonna be folding in your stuff specifically for you, much like a private session. Zoning out less. Okay, so when you zone out, like what are you zoning out on? Are you like a social media scroller? Like you zone out on social media? Okay, what else? I know Michelle, and I know what Michelle reaches for. I'm not gonna call her out, but I know Michelle, and I know what she reaches for. Anybody else have something? This is great for coaches. I see a couple health coaches on here. This is great for you because the truth is, you start coaching your girls. You're teaching them about food. You're teaching them about nutrition. You're teaching them about how to move their body. And before you know it, you're eating chocolate cake and maybe you feel good about it and maybe it's a celebration and maybe you're thankful and maybe you're not stressed, but you start to feel guilty because somebody you're training can't eat it or shouldn't eat it or doesn't want to eat it, and so you kind of feel like you're betraying them. I knew a really healthy woman who just had her fitness to a T, and when she heard of somebody who was like cutting something out, she would go eat that thing like she was eating it for them. Or people who were like diabetic and so they had to stay away from sugar, she would like eat more sugar. It was like she just felt so bad for them. Yeah, late nights. So I'm writing all this down. I can call you out. I think, Michelle, I think that you're a candy girl. I think you like candy. So I'm writing this down and I'm putting your name by it because I will come back to these things in the group. Sam, late night sugar. Stay with me here, Sam, if you can. If any of you have to go for some reason, you can always come back. I am going to try to post this. Shantae, I don't think we know each other. It's so nice to have you. Popcorn. Yeah. So that's interesting because I'm going to refer to food as like, I don't know, maybe like a nourishing food or not a nourishing food, or like healthy or unhealthy, because I'm not really trying to say like sugar is bad. We can just all agree like this time of year, you know, we all kind of know what's good for us and what's bad for us, right? And like we know that is that you?
Yes.
my best friend made it. We all kind of know that like we can agree like maybe eating sugar all day long or cookies all day long probably isn't going to be like the most supportive thing to our system. Go ahead and just get cozy. Ignore my shoes. Whoa. So let's go ahead and just like for now, just for this, the point of this, we've got things that are nourishing to our bodies. Popcorn, I don't know if it nourishes our body or not. Like maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but is it more nourishing than like a pile of Sour Patch Kids? Yes. So, hi. Get cozy. Just want you to take a nap.
No, I need.
She works so hard. She works so hard. Here, you guys can meet Cora.
Hello.
This is my best friend, and this group was partly inspired by her. And so, so we're just chatting. I'll let you know if I need you.
Okay.
Take a break. She works really hard. So yeah, okay. So mindless snacking. I really want to write these down because I don't get to go back to these notes later. Mary. Okay, salty, crunchy. Salty, crunchy. We're gonna come back to all this stuff. If you join this group, we're so gonna dig into this stuff. Ice cream. Okay. Yeah, hard feelings. Binge watch.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you guys share things, is what you're eating casting a vote for the person you want to become? Rephrase that.
Right now, huh?
So here's the thing, like on the popcorn thing, okay? There's been seasons for me where I was like binging like cereal and milk at 11 o'clock at night. Okay, so to me, that just wasn't supportive to my goals, supportive to my health. Okay, so then as I overcame some like food stuff, then I'm like binging like, I don't know, let's say popcorn at night, right? That's gonna be better than cereal for my system, right? And then later it's like, let's say I'm binging like oranges, because I'm like, oranges are good for me, vegetables are good for me, but I'm still eating 2 cups of vegetables or fruit or whatever. So the thing is, just because maybe the food is more nourishing to your body, it doesn't mean it's gonna get absorbed in a way that's supportive to your body if you're stressed out while you're eating it. So I could be super high stressed, high cortisol, binging on Sour Patch Kids, okay? Or high stress, high cortisol, binging on fruit and vegetables. And my body is not going to want to process either of those properly because I'm stressed. My cortisol spiked, there's an oversecretion of it, and now my organ functions are starting to, I want to say shut down. I mean, really, if you kind of think of it that way, they're kind of shutting off. And the reason for that is because now your body thinks you're in danger so that you can run or hide. Hey you. So yeah, so let me know, what is it like, so hard feelings. So Janie even said, like, Janie's really in touch with her feelings. So she's like, yeah, when there's a hard feeling, I scroll, I work out. You work out to avoid hard feelings?
Where do we get that?
Yeah. Anyway, can you be in charge of this group? Or binge watch? Oh, hey, Relentless Bear. So my point is, if we're stressed and reaching for something, it doesn't matter if it's high calorie, high sugar on our no-no list, or vegetables are good for me. If we're stressed, our body just doesn't want to process it as nourishment for our body. Okay, so the problem here in this group isn't going to be the food, what you're reaching for, that it's bad for you. I ate a chocolate turtle today and I can't tell you how happy I was about it. But I also made sure that I had taken care of the responsibilities that were hanging over my head. I checked in with myself. Am I wanting to eat this because I'm avoiding something? Is there something I need to do that's hard? Or do I really genuinely want to just enjoy a piece of freaking chocolate? And so I enjoyed it. And the truth is, that chocolate was actually absorbed just fine for my body because I wasn't in a stressful state. I was looking at it as something I was grateful for, something that I feel like is a privilege to eat and enjoy. Because before, when I had an unhealthy mindset over food, my hormones were off, my cravings were out of whack, I would have had like 8 of them, and just felt super sick. So I was actually like grateful that one was satisfying, and so I could be really stressed out, like super, super, super stressed out, and eat some salmon and vegetables. And actually, the chocolate turtle was absorbed and processed by my body better than the salmon and the vegetables that I ate while I was stressed out. Okay. Yeah. So the reason, and so here's the thing, and that's why I say, like, if I say I'm going to lead a group, let's say I get 10 girls, let's say I'm going to lead a group on stress eating, I can get 40. It's because so many women connect with the food problem, but it's not a food problem, it's a stress problem. So that's why I say, like, whether it's popcorn or chocolate or scrolling or sex, because believe it or not, we're going to have somebody in our group whose kind of temptation is sex, and when she doesn't get sex, she eats to avoid that. So we've got women of all different shapes and sizes, all different walks of life, all different temptations, and we're really here to just kind of support each other. The group is going to be a Zoom group, and it's going to be closed, so registration is going to end next Thursday at 7 o'clock. That is going to be the cutoff. If you don't register for the group, you're not coming in, because once we all start connecting and getting to know each other, it becomes private, it becomes a little vulnerable. And if I have one of you, if you decide, wow, I feel safe here and I'm going to start sharing, and I'm really okay to maybe share, so you don't have to share information, but my girls just always kind of connect and share information. If I let a girl come in a week later, and you don't know her, you might shut down. So I close registration, and I mean it, and it's to protect you. So we're going to talk about stress. Okay, so Jamie said, yes, a long workout will help the time pass. Not often do I do that. Definitely scroll or watch more. Yeah. So, and that's fine. And the thing too is that, like, working out actually does have a physiological response on your body. So when we're stressed, we do want to do things that actually support our stress levels. In decreasing our stress levels. Working out does. It ups your dopamine, it ups your serotonin. It's definitely going to be a stress reliever, where other things might not be quite as much of a stress reliever. But here's the thing, the point here is, what are we avoiding when we reach? What are we avoiding when we reach for the Sour Patch Kids? What are we avoiding when we reach for scrolling on Instagram? What are we avoiding when we eat salty chips? Okay, and I'm not a nutritionist, and so some of you, maybe will have somebody who is, and so that's going to be kind of cool. Where'd my phone go? I forgot that I was, that's funny. No. Nope, I lost my phone. I forgot that I was live over there, and then I messaged somebody, and then I disappeared. That's really funny. Doesn't surprise me that I did that.
Oh, there's
No.
Sassy on it?
That's really funny. Oh, yep, she's on it. So anyway, okay, let's come back over here. So go ahead and think about now, what you reach for, okay? Because we're going to be doing a lot of this, and we are going to be tapping too. We can tap tonight. If any of you get like triggered or charged, let me know. But go ahead and just think about that thing that you reach for. And you're not going to reach for it right now, because I'm just going to ask you not to reach for it right now. But I want you to imagine how that feels when you're reaching for it. I know I have one of you here who actually said, yeah, no, I don't even like reach for food when I'm stressed. I actually avoid eating when I'm stressed. So you might want to notice how that feels to avoid it. right? Like you hear your stomach growling, you kind of know that you need nutrition, and then you avoid eating. So for you, it's going to be you avoid eating by working, okay, or by doing something else. Okay, so here's the thing. If you've never tapped before, like if you've never done EFT or tapped with me or anybody else, if you want to let me know that, then I can kind of introduce a little bit of the stress component there. So, let me know if you guys have questions. Until you ask me questions, I'm going to kind of tell you about the group. No, I think that was just somebody asking to be in. Do you want to be in the video for any reason?
No, I'm happy over here
Okay.
right now.
Do you want to say anything? Hey, Tanya. Cool. So, okay. So, and here's the thing too. The group costs less than 2 private sessions with me, and it's a 6-week group. All right. This is like super affordable. The money isn't worth it for me. This isn't like a money thing for me at all. It's that I am just reigniting my passion for what brought me into this work. And I'm in a really hard season, actually coming out of a really hard season. And honestly, like not sure I should, it's kind of one of those things where like, should I even stack anything onto my schedule? Because, you know, it's almost like an invite for life to get crazy again. But you know what? I know why I do what I do. I know my passion. I love watching women transform and take time on themselves. And tapping is the most rapid, most gentle way to actually get results. And so that's what I'm here for. And so you're really getting the 6-week group. Wish things would work. You're really getting the 6-week group for less than 2 private sessions. It's just really affordable. I promise. You're not going to be getting like the one-on-one that you normally would, but that's okay, because where you lack the one-on-one attention maybe at times, you're going to make up for it by having a group dynamic. Because what happens is I don't know, like I don't really know what I'm feeling, I don't really know what's going on, and then all of a sudden somebody says something and you're like, yep, that's it, that's where I'm at right now. Okay, so that's a good point. And so part of the group is going to be where to tap when stressed. We've got a couple different ways to tap, okay? And I will go through that in the group. One way to tap is, there's this general problem in my life. I want to sit down. I want to take some time on it. Another way to tap is, I foresee this future problem, right? Like a hard conversation I have to have, and I'm going to tap now so that when the time comes, I'm less stressed when it hits. Okay. Then the third type of tapping is when all of a sudden you realize you're stressed, you're in a panic, you have anxiety, and I'll tell you this, that's when you need to tap quickest. You have to get on it so quickly. And usually, and it's the best time to tap. It's when you're actually going to get the biggest results in the moment and indefinitely, okay? But it's also your biggest chance of forgetting to tap. Because when we're stressed, our cortisol spikes, we have an oversecretion of cortisol, and our organ functions really do start to slow down, because we need the blood leaves our brain, the blood leaves our stomach, shoots out into our appendages so that we can run or hide from the perceived threat. Our subconscious just doesn't know the difference between a perceived threat and an actual threat. So when you're in a situation where like, whoa, I just got stressed, I wonder if I should tap. That's almost like too long to even wait before you start tapping, because the blood's leaving your brain so fast. So the first thing you want to do, if you're in a moment, in a panic, and you realize, oh my gosh, I wonder if I should tap through this, if it'll work. The second problem is, you really are going to convince yourself there's no way tapping is going to work for this feeling. Okay, so you're going to be your own worst enemy when stressed, because your blood's really going to leave your brain quickly. So the best thing to do when you're stressed is to hear yourself say, oh my gosh, this is so stressful. I wonder if tapping will work. I don't know. I'm just going to try it. And what I want you to do is just press and hold this point right here under your eye. Take a really deep breath in through your nose and blow it out through your mouth. Right there, you just did so much for yourself. If you can get 3 really deep cleansing inhales through your nose, exhale out through your mouth, then you're going to be in way better shape than when you started. Okay? Does that make sense? So if you want to know some of the details about the group and what it's going to include, you have to go to my Instagram. I will put this on Facebook, but right now I don't have anyone over there on Facebook. And you can click to register, and it's going to have a whole breakdown of Eventbrite and everything that's going to be included. And what you're going to see there is it's going to be unlimited $10 panic taps. And that's exactly what I just showed you, Emily, is you're in a panic. For some girls, it's going to be, I am about to devour the whole pizza instead of just one slice. I am about to devour all the turtles, or I already have started this binge and I would really like to climb my way out of it. So these $10 unlimited panic taps are, as long as you can remember to actually text me. If I'm available, I am going to call you and tap you through that really, really, really quickly. Okay. And so that's just something I really want to do for you, because that's actually the quickest, most rapid way to move through a lot of these stressors, the binges, and to find the actual reason behind these things. So if I can actually get you tapping when you're actually highly stressed, we can bring that stress from a 10 down to a 3 really quickly, learn a lot, and then you're actually going to resolve that problem a lot quicker. Okay. Yeah, it's a game changer. So Janie says it's a game changer. So that's something that's going to be available to you. Also, anybody who wants a partner can have hey, long time no see. We met a couple years ago before all this COVID stuff. Another thing too is if anybody wants partners, if we have enough people for partners, I am going to set you up with somebody who can be a partner who I might think is like a good fit for you. And what that means is, like, let's say Cora is, I don't know, what's like, here, you want to come in for a second? Sure. I was she's so cute. Okay.
Her hair looks the same color in this light.
Ours?
Right at the top. Anyway,
Greasy.
sorry, distracted.
Greasy.
It looks greasy.
What is a common situation for you to binge? Like, not the drive behind it, but like when you realize you're binging.
When I realize I'm binging, like the moment I realize it's usually like almost like not touching the stress. Like I'm so stressed out, I just shoving things in my mouth until I can think. You know what I mean?
Like you're numb.
Totally numb.
Okay.
Like absolutely shut down.
Do you think in that moment you'd remember to text me?
No.
Okay, and that's because the blood's gone. So she has no blood in her brain at that point. So that brings us to the other type of tapping, which is gonna sound like this. So just like, let's tap along really quick.
Okay.
Okay. And it's gonna seem like this. Okay, and we're gonna go back to these panic taps and these partners. You can repeat after me if you really want to, but you don't have to. Even though when I get really, really super stressed, I start to binge and I totally black out and get numb and I don't think about anything, right here, right now, I'm safe to process this problem. Okay, so this is going to be one of those future taps we're talking about, because she's not in the middle of a binge right now. Right? But even though sometimes at work I totally check out and I'm totally numb and I eat everything in sight, and then all of a sudden I realize, oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of a binge and I don't even realize it at the time, but right here, right now, I'm safe to accept this, and I accept myself, and I am safe to move through this. And so that's one of the tapping routines that we're going to be going through. And then you take a deep breath in through your nose and we actually tap on it. And what she would be doing is she would be and you would be doing this too. I know, isn't the cat like so cute and also so annoying? So what we do, okay, we move through it, right? Like, yep, it's usually at work. I usually get really stressed out about this thing. Even if you don't know your why, Cora knows her why behind her reach, okay? But knowing the why behind your reach doesn't solve the reach, okay? Knowing the why behind your reach tells you the why behind your reach. We still have some subconscious programming that we need to reprogram. But so that's one of those things. So even though I get stressed out and I don't want to eat, even though I get stressed out and I eat too much, and then here's the thing too, like if she and I like really wanted to tap on this right now, I could, we could get to tomorrow, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh my gosh, for the first time in weeks, I didn't have that like numbing, like totally like checkout binge. I wonder why. That's so weird that all of a sudden happened. Well, it's not weird that all of a sudden happened, because she actually tapped on it today. And so all of a sudden what happens is she has a cognitive shift. and she has a subconscious shift. And so that's one of the most incredible things about EFT tapping is that when you, I mean, if you girls want to, like, I would love for you to share something that you did that was like a cognitive practice. Like, you wanted to run a marathon, so then you ran a mile today and 2 miles tomorrow and 3 miles the next day. Like, or you wanted to lose 10 pounds, and so you ate protein and vegetables for like 5 years is how long it would take me. Right? Like, think about like a cognitive practice that you've done where it's like, in the morning you have to really think about this, and in the afternoon you really have to think about this, and then in the evening you really have to think about this. That's a cognitive practice. Hi. So what happens with that is you have this discipline, right? Every morning, every afternoon, whatever it is, counting macronutrients, whatever it is, that's a cognitive practice. So maybe after 21 days, it becomes like a short term habit, like it starts to become a habit. And then after 63 days, it becomes a long-term memory and a long-term habit, which now it just becomes a habit. So all of a sudden it's easy to do. Sorry, excuse me. So I burp a lot when I tap because it is an energy psychology. And so we all have like these ways of clearing. And so
Yawning for me.
I burp, she yawns. I have a client who coughs a lot. Like, she'll cough to the point where she has to just get up and like go throw up because she just like dry heaves till something happens. And she comes back and she's laughing and she's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. Like, she just gets it out. So it's different for everybody. And so that's a cognitive practice. Okay, it's putting something into practice consistently until it becomes a habit. It's a great thing to do. Tapping is the cognitive work. Right here, right now, I am tapping on when I go numb or when I get stressed or when I check out or I'm eating chips and it's salty and it's sweet and it goes against everything that I stand for right now because I have these goals and I know it's not nourishing to my body, right? Okay, and so that is the cognitive work. It's also subconscious work because of what tapping does, the way that it sends a calming signal to your fight or flight. So the really cool thing about this is you can do something right here, right now, being cognitive and tapping into your subconscious, okay? So that now tomorrow, all of a sudden you don't reach, all of a sudden you don't binge, all of a sudden the chocolate doesn't sound so good, all of a sudden you don't need coffee mate in your coffee and you choose whole cream and you're really okay that there's more calories in it because they're really nutrient dense. So the tapping allows you to get the long-term permanent, I hate using that word with this because we're not supposed to, but it's just true, long-term permanent benefits that a cognitive practice would provide without the daily in and out cognitive practice. Okay, so that's why it just undergirds everything that you're attempting to do, because even if you're super rigid, like I can eat the exact same thing all day, every single day in order to reach my goal, but if you're stressed out about it, like I said, it's not going to process properly. But if you're tapping and eating what you need to eat, now you're bringing in two practices. It's going to help that eating properly to reach your goal actually feel effortless. And so that's what tapping does, is it takes something where this is really hard and now it's effortless. Okay, so some of you right now, I'm kind of thinking it's 7:40 at night, maybe you ate dinner and maybe you ate dessert. So I just want to know right this second if anybody's already thinking about like cookies, chocolate, candy, ice cream, something that you normally crave this time of night, because I will take you through a tapping routine just to help you understand what we're going to be doing, because I don't want anybody to jump into this group without really knowing what they're getting into. It's going to be $200. It's going to be 6 weeks, and there's an early bird discount at $165 that's going to close tomorrow night. So I just want you to know that it's less expensive than 2 private sessions. We're gonna have a lot of fun together. In losing weight, I make sure to get in a certain amount of portions of certain foods in before I do other things. Then there's no real restriction. It's more like pushing those bad foods out. Yeah, awesome. Ice cream, you want ice cream right now? Okay, so go ahead and think about your craving, 0 to 10, 10 being the most. And I think of a 10 as like, can't stop. Like, you're already bailing to the kitchen right now to get the ice cream. Okay, so like go ahead and give me your like 0 to 10 right now. If anyone else has a craving, let me know what it is. I also want you to know, like, I'm not necessarily ahead of all of you on this journey. I'm just in a different place. And I did enter a challenge, which is something I said I'd never do, so that I would actually have some triggers and charges, in order to be more on the same playing field with some of you while we go through this, instead of like, oh yeah, I've been there, let's tap on it. Like, I also want my own triggers and charges and challenges. All of a sudden, I'm not as sad. I'd even say heartbroken and depressed when I go back home or my husband leaves us to head back to our property. Yeah. Do you like, so you think it's like sadness behind some of it? Oh, that's so funny. You're ready to get in the car. Okay, so here's the cool thing. Is I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose, blow it out. Everybody can think about what they're craving. Are you craving something? She
Yes.
looked at me like, yeah,
Yes.
the same thing I'm always craving. Okay, so take it. And here's the thing too. This is one reason I wanted Cora here, is because she can tell me what she's thinking or feeling, or a 0 to 10, and I don't have to really know like any other details. You guys can tell me you're at an 8, and I don't need to know any other details. So this is a really like cool thing. So take a deep breath, blow it out. Allie, here's another thing. So everybody tap on the side of your hand. We're going to kind of watch Allie journey through this, but if you have something right now that you're kind of craving, or think about your nighttime craving, think about what it is. Okay, and as we tap on it, the craving might get worse, but the best thing I can do to tell you is just stay here with me. Hang tight, take a deep breath in, blow it out, repeat after me, or listen along. Even though I'm ready to get in the car to go get some ice cream, I accept myself and how I feel. Okay, even though I've got these goals, and ice cream makes me happy. Right here, right now, I am safe to feel this craving. Take another deep breath in through your nose, blow it out. Yeah. So Janie's sharing the things she's already tapped on. She's encouraging you guys. She's a total cheerleader, total coach. If I have partners in this group, it's going to be Allie and Janie because they're so similar. Move through so much stuff. So take a deep breath, blow it out. That ice cream, okay? Right here on the inside of your eyebrow, think about that craving, that craving, that craving, that craving, that thing. Because see, Allie and I are talking about ice cream. You might be thinking about chips, or you might be thinking about sex, or you might be thinking about, I don't know. I've been kind of really wanting like granola and milk, and it's funny because it's like
Healthy.
it's kind of healthy, but see, that's my point. It is healthy. Like, it's better than what she binges on right now,
Yes.
okay? But it is so unhealthy for me and the progress I've made. And so
Yes.
that's the point. Like, it doesn't matter if it's chocolate or vegetables.
Still.
Why do you want it? Why are you craving it? So take a deep breath, blow it out. Yeah, totally. Thank you, Janie, so much. Notice your craving, notice your craving, notice your craving. One of you, I don't know if you're still here, but the one who resists food, kind of like I'm too stressed, I'm resisting it. I want you to notice actually what you're craving. You might be craving avoidance. Like, I have to avoid. Right here on your chin. Allie, think about the ice cream. I want you to think about how it tastes. I want you to think about how it feels in your mouth. I want you to think about what spoon you would use, because in my house, the spoon matters. Okay, collarbone. And brush up. I am recording this, so if you guys want to come back to it and watch it later, you can, to get an idea for the group. Registration is already open. You can register through the link in my bio. Right now, there's 3 different price options. It's called a founding members ticket, and it's kind of like if you're here tonight. And then it closes tomorrow night. I figure some people probably get paid tomorrow, so I decided to close it at midnight, so you'd be considered a founding member of the group. You'll have more say in the group. You'll have more commitment to the group. And so the spoon totally matters. Yeah, so definitely think about the spoon. Think about the coffee cup. And let me tell you what we're doing here is we're really telling your brain, hey, I'm safe right now to go ahead and think about these things that normally there's something that doesn't feel safe. There's something that is causing me to reach for this. And right now I'm going to go ahead and feel the craving. and I'm not going to run or hide or freeze or eat or whatever. I'm actually just going to be curious. We're just kind of being curious. As long as we can tap and stay in it and be curious, then we're good. Sorry, I look like I have a lot of rolls right now, which I'm not embarrassed about. It's just that I have a lot of layers on. It was so cold all day. And someone said to me, she goes, it was a really sunny day and really warm outside. Did you ever go outside? And I was like,
maybe not.
I didn't. I just thought it was a cold day and I stayed inside. Right here under your eye. So Allie, there's 1 minute wonders where we can tap on this once and boom, you don't need ice cream again ever. You're like, that's weird. I kind of actually want it and it doesn't even sound good. Or ice cream is going to be like your 1 year journey of learning yourself, your cravings, your addictions, the reasons behind your reach, why you reach for what you do. So I just don't want you girls to think like, oh, good, this is just going to erase my problem. The thing is, our problems are here to challenge us sometimes. We can learn from our problems. We can learn from these challenges. I have something that has stuck with me for 4 years. I just don't know why I couldn't get rid of it. But now, 4 years later, now that it's resolving itself, I finally figured out that one of the things I needed to do was what I was told to do 4 years ago that I just thought sounded too hard and I didn't want to. So I'm learning to really apply certain things long enough for them to work. So the ice cream thing, I tapped on wine once and didn't want it for 3 years. Okay. But because I got to the bottom of what that craving was. And what we're going to be doing with food is we're going to be taking the emotion that is in the food and we're going to be pulling it out of the food. We're going to be looking at it, feeling it, getting that emotional need met in other really healthy, constructive ways. And then the food actually does kind of lose its flavor, which is sad for some people. But, if you have goals to reach, so right here on your bra strap, think about that ice cream, think about the ice cream, think about the ice cream. I need it, I need it, I need it, I need it, I want it, I deserve it, I can have it. Right? Take a deep breath, blow it out. And then Allie, go ahead and just let me know where you're at right now, because a lot of people are just kind of watching you and your journey and seeing how this works. So let me know where your 10 went. Our goal isn't necessarily to drop it. Maybe you had a memory, maybe something popped up, maybe a certain person or place. Let me know where you're at and then I'll know where to take you. Take a deep breath, blow it out. Hey, Adrianina? I'm guessing your name's Adriana. But it's cute. It's Adrianina.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Top of your head, take a deep breath in through your nose, blow it out. Another thing too is just by being here and watching this, you're like, yeah, I don't know what this is gonna be about. This is weird. I have some resistance. I don't want to stop eating my sugars. I don't want to stop eating. I'm not gonna tell you to stop eating anything. We're just gonna find out why you reach for it. I still ate a chocolate turtle. I just didn't eat 10 of them. Okay, inside your eyebrow. I also used to work out so that I would burn calories so that I could eat more at dinner. Now I work out because it feels really, really good to move my body, to feel sore the next day, to know that I pushed myself. And it's also a hobby for me and my husband. Okay, so it's sitting on my chest. I had a memory of my granddad who always made me a bowl of ice cream. Okay, so this is so cool. We did not plan this. Okay, this totally could be something that somebody would orchestrate though, because there's some really incredible rules about tapping that usually go back to the same thing. And the story that a lot of us practitioners tell is the chocolate chip cookies, okay? Because we want chocolate chip cookies and they're so warm and they're so chewy. And sure enough, guess what? We used to go to grandma's house and she'd make us chocolate chip cookies. And so it's really craving the comfort that grandma provided, maybe the smell of her house, right? The way that she was funny and like gentle, whereas mom was maybe like stressed out and busy. And so what happens is those chocolate chip cookies, when you chew them and you eat them and you're talking to grandma, you're connecting with grandma, and what starts to happen psychologically and subconsciously is chocolate chip cookies are warm, chocolate chip cookies are safe, chocolate chip cookies are comforting, okay, because they are. But then you get older and you're craving these chocolate chip cookies and you're devouring them when really you're missing your grandma. And if you don't take time to find that and acknowledge that, you're gonna keep missing your grandma and you're gonna miss out on that process. And so if grandma's still alive, it's your cue when you want a cookie to actually call her and connect with her. If she's not alive, it's your cue to remember her, you know? And or maybe to call somebody else who matters to you, maybe someone else who comforts you, like your mom. Yeah. So this is like a total classic tapping routine. So a lot of you are seeing this for the first time. All we're doing is calming her, like reach and grab for it. She was ready to get in the car and we said, hey body, I got you right now. We're gonna go ahead and find the why behind this reach. And guess what? Boom, grandpa popped up. Okay. Take a deep breath, blow it out. So you're just gonna remember grandpa. This isn't like cognitive talk therapy where I'm like, okay, do you think it's time to put the ice cream down and go ahead and just remember? Like, no, like think about the ice cream. Think about grandpa. Think about that bowl of ice cream. What was it about the bowl he handed you, right? Like, why do you want a coffee cup now? Okay, shaved chocolate. So that's totally different than like Hershey's chocolate or like M&M's, right? It was shaved, like specifically shaved. Isn't this fun?
It is. Shaved chocolate is like Madonna in style. That's fancy.
Yeah, you had a fancy grandpa.
I know.
The memory connection from food. Memory is a great thing to learn. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at this thing we reach for, and we're going to be tapping and breathing just long enough to not reach for it, and then ask it, hey, what are you here for? Why are you here? What does my body really want right now? What does my body really need right now? Because it probably doesn't need the ice cream. It probably needs to remember grandpa. It probably really loves the comfort of a man. He was gentle, he was kind, he was fun. You know, if you have boys who are moving out of the house, maybe you're missing your boys, and so you want to reach for the ice cream because really subconsciously it reminds you of that comfort of grandpa. So take a deep breath, blow it out, keep remembering grandpa. She said he would shave it off his Cadbury eggs.
How cute is this man?
Yeah, he's a really cute grandpa. Is he still alive?
No,
There's no way he's still alive.
It says they were my
No,
everything.
because I met her mom the other day.
Yeah.
Okay, so now check in with your 10 though. Okay, check in. Janie's so cute. I love Janie. I'm so glad. Every single one of you are like awesome women. This is so cool. We're gonna have a really great group. So, safe and looked out for me. Yeah.
Oh, safe. Yeah, the feeling of safety. That's a good one.
Oh, 100%, right? So, and here's the thing. What do we do when we're tapping? We're seeking safety in your subconscious. We're telling your subconscious, hey, I'm safe right now. Because everything else is a trigger or a charge because our subconscious thinks we're not safe, right? So here, this is so classic. My grandpa made me feel safe. He looked out for me. So Allie, I'm going to throw this out there. You don't have to say if it's true or not, but maybe right now in life, I don't feel safe. Maybe I don't feel protected. Maybe I don't feel like anybody's looking out for me. And so that's where we would go together, whether we were in a private session or in a group, because I would be able to say to you, because you've done groups with me before, I would be able to say to you, hey, you know what, Allie, I would really like you to write down or think about the things right now in your life that don't feel safe, or something that you wish somebody was looking out for you for. And she'd be like getting all these puzzle pieces and stories, and then she could actually vent. You know what? I deserve to be kept safe. I want someone to keep me safe. I've been keeping people safe my whole life, right? And so she would get to kind of go down that rabbit hole, while this one over here is like, yep, now I want pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Next.
Right? Because we can resolve something and pull something else up. Does anybody else have any questions? That's what we're going to be doing. But here's the thing. Allie's not just going to be like, okay, so like now what? I still want the ice cream. We're going to get her to a point where she's like, I'm okay. Do you still want the ice cream? 0 to 10, you were a 10. What's your number now? Sorry, you said no to me, but I have no idea why you said no.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that's a
maybe
weird
I asked
10.
her if I could like say those things about her, and she's like, no, don't. It was just a guess, Okay. So yeah, check in with your number now, okay? Anybody else have any like thoughts coming up, feelings? The thing is, I'm not going to restrict you from foods. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to say, hey, what are you craving? Let's find out what's under that. Oh, you miss grandpa? Okay, so
he's not alive. How did we miss that?
We knew he wasn't alive.
I know, but like, so no.
No, he's not alive.
That was the
Sorry.
no.
Well, because I had already decided he was not alive, so I forgot that I asked that. So she's at a 7. So here's the thing. The difference between a 7 and a 10 is the difference between like relaxing into this a little bit and finding some safety versus reaching for it. And here's the thing, maybe Allie wouldn't have felt bad tomorrow if she ate the ice cream tonight. I know that she watches her fitness and nutrition. She's a coach. She's a great coach. But here's the thing. She does want to learn about herself. She is on a journey to discover who she is, where she's going. So she still kind of wants it, but she'd be happy with her healthy shake. So, but here's the thing, what I would want you to do is really remember Grandpa. Remember his face, remember how he smells. It's okay if it feels painful or you need to grieve or cry, because there's so much Grandpa wrapped up in that ice cream. Okay. And then too, another thing that we'll be doing at some point, if you girls want to, and if you feel safe to, is I would actually have Allie taste the ice cream. Maybe not while she's at a 7, but after she brings it down a little bit, I would actually have her taste it, because no, cravings aren't bad. Cravings aren't bad, because here's the thing. Hey, Jess. I am recording this, so you'll be able to watch it later to get the gist of it, the whole thing. Cravings aren't bad. If we tell ourselves I'm craving something, that's bad, I'm bad, blah, blah, it's like a vicious cycle. Okay, take a deep breath, blow it out. Those of you who are tapping, keep tapping if you want to. Do you have a craving?
Do I have a craving? Actually, I feel a lot better. I did when I got here.
Can you say what you were craving?
Not until the group is closed.
She'll share so much when the group's closed. So, like, that's one reason to join. Because look how she's going to make us laugh, because I am not good at making us laugh.
Sorry, I'm a little creepy. Did you see my face when you don't have to go back and watch it? I was like,
So no, they're not bad, but they're telling you something. So here's what we want. We want to find the space between the craving and the reach. You can still go reach. Allie can go eat her ice cream if she wants to. No one's stopping her from eating her ice cream. But now she learned something, right? I loved Grandpa. Grandpa was safe. Grandpa was comforting. Grandpa protected me. Okay, and so what is she craving in life right now? Probably some comfort, probably some protection. I don't know this about her, but this would be my best assumption if I was tapping with anybody. I'm craving comfort. I'm craving protection. So what does she do? She reaches for the food that has those things inside of it. So when she grabs the comfort and the protection out from the ice cream, which is what we just did, and really looks at it and holds it close, she's going to learn a lot, and she's actually going to get those results that kind of just fall upon you, where like maybe tomorrow she doesn't want ice cream at all, or maybe she does, and that's okay, but she doesn't like rush out and grab it. Instead, she calls one of her kids or somebody and just like really connects with them and really like anchors into somebody who's supportive and comforting, right? Yeah, she's been alone for a long time. She's kind of over it. So
that makes sense.
It makes sense, right? So the craving's not bad. And here's the thing too. Is I'm looking to see who's still here. Oh, she's gone. Darn it. Okay. Well, so here's the thing too, is that sometimes cravings, like that's like you're actually reaching for something that's good, right? Like you're reaching for comfort. Some cravings are bad. I used to drink a lot of wine and smoke cigarettes, and I would say that if I was craving cigarettes right now, it probably wouldn't be a good indicator, but I would have to ask myself, like, why am I craving that thing right now? You know what I mean? Like, what was going on in my life at the time that I am lacking right now or want? Yeah, cravings are usually telling us something. Emotionally, for sure. Also, though, when you're in an unhealthy cycle, like diet culture and a lot of restrictions and a lot of binging and a lot of like, you can have hormonal issues where now really your craving is just a sugar addiction. You're just addicted to sugar. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really mean maybe it started emotional, you never got to the bottom of it. Maybe it can be resolved emotionally, but now you really just have a crazy hormone imbalance where you can't get enough sugar and your body is like, oh, we need my drug. Sugar's 7 times more addictive than cocaine. So, that's a fun fact.
It's a frightening fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. So, we're going to be figuring out, Another thing too is this, like something that Allie might want to do. There's a couple different practices, but like what we can do is be like, wow, like here's this ice cream and it's so full of comfort and love and protection, and I just want to share it with you. And so that seems kind of silly, but she could really like imagine like handing that to me, and I'm like, wow, thank you, Allie, for handing me this bowl of ice cream, because I'm going to receive this comfort and this love and this protection, and then I can hand it back to her. And really, essentially, what we're doing is we're sharing and noticing this love and this connection. We're just anchoring into that and growing it really big. What I was going to say too about the partners, if you guys want partners in this, you're just going to do better with reaching your goals. So what that looks like is, let's say you want to take advantage of a panic tap and you're like, okay, I am halfway through a binge and I wonder if I could get out. Don't remember what to tap on. You text me, I'm available, and we just tap the crap out of it right then. You feel so much better. You move on with your day. Everything's great. Okay. Because you didn't avoid feeling what you actually needed to feel. Instead of reaching, you actually resolved an emotional issue. But what if I'm not available because I'm panic tapping with somebody else, or like my dog's barking? Okay, that's when you call your partner or you text your partner, and now you have an accountability buddy. Women just tend to do better in groups. It's just how we work. We like knowing like, hey, I've got someone else who understands. I've got someone who's there for me. So you're kind of going to be supporting each other through that journey. Does anyone else have any questions? It'll be Thursday nights at 7:00. If you're like, wow, I really want to do this, but I really, really, really need it to be at 7:15 in order to make it on time, I'll move it to 7:15. I don't care. We're going to be together for an hour and a half. These are going to be longer groups. Plan for an hour and a half. If we really have to, it might be an hour and 45, but plan for an hour and a half. There's no paperwork, there's no homework, there's no curriculum, nothing like that. We're just going to be really getting tapping to be a habit. Some of the things that we're going to talk about is when you've been restricted in the past that led to binging, things that you have been told that you can have or that you can't have. So, if there's something that you reach for a lot, you might go back into your past and actually ask yourself, like, who was it that told me I couldn't have something I wanted? And it could have been, when, I'm smiling because I just pulled up one of your stories over here, one of you girls. There was a certain college I wanted to go to, and my dad said, well, you can go to any college but that college. Why that college? Not that college. And so what happens is like being told that you can't have something you want. And so then now you're like, I really want this, but maybe you're not like going out and applying for 1,000 colleges. You're just eating chocolate chip cookies all the time because dad said you can't go to that college. It's not really the thing. It's the emotion behind it. Being told you can't makes you really want to dive in. We're going to be talking about healthy goals. If somebody says, you know what, I actually really do want to lose 10 pounds and I would like this to help support me to get there, we are going to focus on that for you. The membership is also, or membership, whatever, I don't know, paying for the group is also going to include 20 minutes with me over the phone or FaceTime before the group starts. So that's like this week. In the next 7 days, you're really going to want to connect with me for 20 minutes. And I'm just going to learn who you are, what your goals are, what your cravings are, something that you'd like to get out of this so that I can make sure I check back in on you and see how you're doing.
That's a good idea. Really good foresight.
20% off private sessions for your first private session or your package that you purchase, just because I want to support your work. We're going to talk about fitness versus wellness. Fitness is kind of like cut the calories you have to cut, eat whatever toxins you have to eat, whatever chemicals, just reach the dang goal, and you're fit, but you're not necessarily healthy. Wellness is putting the proper nutrition in your body, foods that nourish your body, maybe being a healthy weight, the weight that your body wants to sit at. So some of us have been taught, like for me, for example, I had a nutrition coach who was all just about the goal, and she didn't care how I got there as long as I got in a protein and a carb and a whatever. Whereas then I had a nutritionist later who was like, don't touch fruit, it has too much sugar. And so all these rules were like, oh no, you can't do that. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. And then I did keto once and it was like, oh, you can't have a carrot, it has too many carbs. So like being told I couldn't made me really want a carrot. So I've just learned like we're like a bow and an arrow. And if you guys want a really good Instagram to follow, I think it's called Food Freedom. and What the Actual Fork. And they're all about like finding food freedom. So there's going to be some great resources. Anyone else have any questions? Early bird, like founding member registration is open till tomorrow at midnight. That's only $165. I don't know. I think it's going to go up to 185 for 2 days, and then it's going to be 200. If you don't register by next Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you're done. Like, I can't let you into the group, because once we start sharing, things have been shared, I can't let new people come in. However, if you really want to be a part of the 6-week group, and you know that next week you're out of town, like you had something planned, you really 100% cannot make it, you really, really, really want to be there, but you just can't. If you tell me that ahead of time, then what I'll have you do is probably join the private Facebook community that I'm going to make for us, and post a picture of yourself and introduce yourself. And that way we all kind of get an idea of who you are, what your goals are, what you're here for. It'll just kind of make us feel like we know you a little bit, instead of you just popping in the second week. Does anybody else have any questions? Anything you want to get out of this? Any resistance that you're feeling? Like, I don't want to do this. You're going to make some good friends. We don't have to tap on food for you to, like, my girls who have like normal stress tapping sessions, not on food, usually get over their food stuff. So a lot of it's just going to be tapping on stress. Anybody have any more questions? Come as you are. You always want to drink water before we tap.
Who was that?
I don't know. Somebody's sending really cool white hearts, but I don't know who.
I don't know how that works.
Either. So, private Facebook group. I don't anticipate we're gonna have more than like 8 or 10 people. I don't have like a big Instagram following. I have like a good Instagram following.
Yeah,
Like
quality
people who
versus
like
quantity.
yeah, quality.
You know? If it gets
You're
too big,
welcome. So where are you at now with your ice cream craving?
She gave us.
You're welcome, Emily. I'm so glad you were here. Did that help you, Emily, at all? Like, I hope that you got something out of that, and I hope that we get to see you on Thursday nights. It would be really cool to have you, because the thing is that whatever you are dealing with, even if it's different than everyone else, you guys have to remember that the craving can be different, the feeling's the same. The feelings, we're working on a feeling resistant to change, feeling frustrated, feeling like we need to avoid, feeling like our voice isn't being heard. That's one of the biggest reasons women eat, is their voice hasn't been heard, and so they're eating to kind of shove it down. A lot of beautiful women eat to keep weight on subconsciously, because being hit on didn't work for them in the past. Oh, a 5. Hey, a 5 out of 10 is really good. So I would be eager to see how you shift through this tonight. Because I'm not telling her not to eat the ice cream. If I said don't eat the ice cream, she'd be like, screw you, I'm gonna go eat all the ice cream. But I'm like, go eat the ice cream, enjoy it, think of grandpa, right? But like, she's like, you know what? I feel like I'd be like really nourishing my system with a protein shake. So, anyone else have any questions? There's other things that we're gonna work on, like when you know you want to maybe exercise more and like move your body, but you don't know what kind of exercise works for you, or you just can't get the motivation to start. I'm definitely gonna provide some tools for like getting motivated, what it feels like to drag your feet, really like making the time and energy to put those workout clothes on. If you're like me, you could just wake up in the morning and put your workout clothes on and never change. So awesome. Thank you, Allie. If you hold down the heart, it sends a burst.
That was so cute.
That was really cute. It was really cute.
This made me very happy.
Cool. Well, I just love all of you who were here. So exciting to have you. And I hope that every one of you joins the group, because if you do, we're just going to have a really cool group. I just took a screenshot just so that I can make sure to check in with you girls later. Ask me any questions. Yeah, that'll help you help others. And here's the thing too, is like Janie is kind of a nutrition junkie a little bit, and she's actually, I've noticed about you, I've never said this, you're good at working out on your own, whereas most women tend to work out better in groups. So Janie is totally the kind of chick who's gonna be like, hey, I'm working out at 8 tomorrow morning. Do you want to FaceTime and we can work out together? And she would do that with you. Allie is a Beachbody coach, and so she runs groups online. So that's the thing too, is like, if you just need like a person to work out with, you know, do that. And then here's the thing, one of the hardest times I ever had with my fitness journey. Oh, another topic that comes up a lot is an injury that causes you to gain weight and kind of losing your athletic ability and also your figure. I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know where you were going, so I can't help you.
That's fine. Oh, moving your body just to move your body. So it was a season for me of like, hey, if I count my calories that I'm working out, then I can eat that many more calories at dinner. And that was like a really unhealthy mindset to have, because then I was working out extra hard and pushing myself extra hard just to eat more, which is silly, but everything was out of whack. It was a really hard time. And now I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna go work out. Ooh, I'm gonna like PR. Ooh, I am gonna go do this thing because it feels so good and I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. I have no idea how many calories I burn anymore. I threw my Apple Watch away. That's not true. I took it off and I haven't looked at it for 3 years. And I'm going to be on this journey with you. I'm entering a challenge that's going to be a challenge. And so there's going to be nights that I'm really upset, because probably it's going to make me want to eat things that I don't want to eat right now, just because someone's probably going to tell me like, don't do that if you want to. I actually do want to lose the weight that I gained from my back injury. Yep. You girls can help each other. Totally. All right. Love you. We're going to sign off. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't. I look forward to seeing all of you guys in the group. I think it's going to be really awesome, and we'll be very happy together.
Yeah, we'll happy together. Also, too, I haven't decided if I'm going to record our meetings and post them to the group. The only reason is because if you're like me, you might say, oh, I don't need to be there tonight. I can just watch it later. Mm-hmm. I never watch it later. And then part of like really the energy is actually tapping together. Like, energy is a real thing, ladies. Like, it is real, and we really connect with people across the country that we will never shake their hand, but they become a part of our journey. Oh, that was cute. She did it again. So I am not promising I'm actually going to record them. I am asking for a commitment. I really want you there all 6 weeks. It's a big deal to be there all 6 weeks. If you know you're going to be gone one night, please tell me. Maybe I will record it if you tell me you're going to be gone, and then I'll send it to you. But yeah, I don't want you to rely on watching it later. I want you to actually be interacting in the group. It'll be a Facebook. So, like, pretty much you're going to be responsible for doing that the whole time.
Yes. Hearts, hearts, hearts.
My 2 favorite hashtags are more than nothing and progress, not perfection. Yeah, energy's crazy, dude. I would have been like, energy what? And then now I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Do you remember the other day? So we had, this is cool. Now we're just segueing. You guys can leave if you want to. We had 2 girls in the group. It really is Janie. Oh, it really is Janie. Okay, got it. We had Allie and another girl, and Allie's back started to hurt because of what we were working through, and the other girl's back started to hurt. And so she realized that she was actually carrying Allie's back pain, which is her emotional pain, for her, and they've never met. So that was really cool to witness how that can happen. But Allie didn't need someone else to carry it for her. Allie can carry her stuff herself. And so I actually just like winged it, and we tapped, and yeah, that was cool. Because she probably was holding something for you that was too much in that moment, is really what was probably happening. And so we actually just tapped, and I just had this other gal take back what was hers and give back to Allie what was Allie's. They tapped, they breathed, there was gratitude, and Allie's back pain did subside, and the other girl's back pain disappeared. So we really do hold things for each other. And then this is the best friend I was telling you who does that for me. But empaths have to be so careful, and that's something that tapping really helps with, is it helps empaths to naturally form healthy boundaries. So like, this other gal didn't know she was absorbing that for Allie until she figured it out, whereas somebody who kind of moves through that and learns that, they can decide like, ooh, I feel this coming on. I actually am going to give it back to this person. I'm not going to hold it. Or they can take it on, move it through them, and push it out. And so, like, if I have neck pain, sometimes I'll ask Cora if her neck hurts, because oftentimes hers is hurting at the same time as mine. And for a while, we thought she was holding my stuff. And then over time, we didn't know whose it was. So, yeah, yeah, that was really cool. Energy is really cool. And so the truth is, you don't have to be holding somebody's back pain in order to have that energy, like, realization or shift. While we're all tapping together on these emotions, the energy is moving, the energy is flowing, and we're all totally supporting each other. So thank you for making time, not just to do this with me, but like really to make time for yourself. I think that there's a lot of hashtags and memes about self-care, self-love, put yourself first before you can put your family first, love yourself so you can love others. I'm not sure women really know how to put that into practice, but I'm encouraged that you really took this time for yourself. And that you're going to, and I'm excited to see you guys get results in our time together, and that it really are going to carry you out for a very, very, very long time. And I am kind of hoping that this is going to be a like recurring group, because I could have gone through a group like this 3 years ago and I would have been working on totally different cravings than a year later versus this year. Like, that's the thing, is like my food is so under control now, like in a way that makes me feel really supported and powerful. But like a craving's a craving, right? So like I still have cravings, and we'll all be working on that together. So super excited. Registration's at the link in my bio. Please grab it up before tomorrow night at midnight for the low price, and follow each other. And I love you, and I'm gonna say goodnight.
Good night.
All right, bye ladies.